Seeing none, thank you, Ms. Ryman.
Thank you.
Next testifier is Mr. Tim Law, and he's with the AOA of Waipuilani Condos. He's the secretary for the AOA. Tim, and then followed by Mr. Jim High.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, committee. I just wanted, I talked to Dave about this. Can you?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Easier, yeah. You don't have to bend.
You're a little, I'll hold it up. I talked to Dave about this about 6 months ago, but I just wanted to let you know, we want to save water at Waipuilani. And we're right next to Waipuilani Park on South Kihei Road, and in Mr. Couch's district. And a lot of people have different ways to do that. I realize that we use about 2.5 million gallons to water the county park. And we've been doing that for 40 years. And we're like one of the oldest properties there that have been doing that. There are also several others that have approached us about drilling a well or getting water some other way so we don't waste, Maui County fresh water is what we're using to water that park. And it's costing us about $8.50 a 1,000 gallons to do that. What I would like to do, and if we got all of those condominiums there to agree to bring in reclaimed water and help you bring reclaimed water to that park, we would use, I'm figuring, around over 7 million gallons a year is what we're using. But my particular property that I represent, there's 43 units. We're currently using about 2.5 million gallons a year on the park. And we're paying regular water fees and we're paying the regular sewage fees. A block away is the reclaimed water supply. And we would like to extend that line. If we could extend it across Kihei Road and down to the new section that's going to be built on to Waipuilani Park, I would love to do that so we wouldn't have to, and we'd pay the reclaimed water fees or any initial fees so we would have a cost avoidance. We figure it's costing us about $55 a day just to water the county land. And we would just like to do it properly. We'd like to do it with the reclaimed water. Nobody has any issues with that. I've gone to everybody and asked them in our condominium association. I mean, they all golf and they all are familiar with the usage of the reclaimed water. And we certainly would like to do that as opposed to using the fresh water. Again, if you include Maui Schooner and Leinaula and the other condominiums next to us who don't have wells right now, it would probably be close to 10 million gallons a year of water is what we're talking about. So I just wanted to introduce this as a method to reduce the water usage in South Kihei and help everybody else out if possible.
Thank you, Mr. Lawler. And you bring up some excellent ideas, and we'll make sure that we follow up on some of those with the various committees that handle these issues. Reclaimed water is, absolutely, and brackish water would be much more efficient and a lot less costly, and preserve our potable water tables, especially since much of the potable water that goes to Kihei comes from the central area. Right. So it's important that we all work together because it doesn't just affect your area, it affects this area as adversely. So I have no qualms with that. So thank you for those suggestions. I appreciate that. Questions for the testifier? Yeah. Mr. Pantanilla.
Thank you, sir, for being here this morning. I think several years back, and I gotta go follow up on this one here. There was a proposed project to extend that potable line that's currently coming from the South Maui treatment plant towards Waipuilani. I don't know what happened to the project. I need to go find out, but we had a plan at one time to bring that recycled water to the area that you specifically talk about. So for me, I'll go follow up on that. And thank you for bringing it up.
I appreciate that. I've been there for 10 years and I have not heard of a reclaimed water. I just been talking with Steve the last couple of weeks and trying to get him to see if it's on the schedule, and he told me it currently is not on the works. And but I think it would save. We'd have avoidance of using 20 million gallons a year in water, and that's what I really would like to do.
Thank you again for surfacing this thing up, because I distinctly remembered that we had a project. So I'll find out what's the status.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Coach.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Mr. Law, for being here. You said that there are several condos there that are using brackish water wells.
Yes, Maui Sunset is the most obvious.
Are they willing to use the reclaimed water since the brackish water wells don't affect?
I don't represent them, so I haven't spoken to them about that, but I would certainly be willing to talk to them.
Okay. And it's my understanding that in this next budget, there may be that project in there, so
Oh, so,
I've been bird dogging and trying to get it going. So
Thank you.
we'll see if we can get that in this next budget.
thank you.
Chair,
Yes, Ms. Cochran.
thank you, sir, for being here. I'm just curious, in Kihei, or just, I guess, countywide, is there a overarching, association of all homeowners, like the Maui Condominium Association of some sort?
We all belong to that. This topic has not been discussed there, but we have talked individually with other condominiums, like in Wailea and so forth, and see how they use their water. We're one of the original condos that were built by the beach there. It's been over 40 years. It was in the early 70s that our project was approved. And so there wasn't any thought about water then, and the price of water was a little cheaper.
Okay, the reason why I asked was that this would be a great topic to be brought amongst everyone.
Right.
Because I do know of a property that the people are forced to have lawns against their will. A friend of mine works 2 jobs, wants a rock gravel garden, but is not allowed to, and doesn't want to have the high cost of water bills. So that's an idea to toss out there for all condos and homeowners associations to
Right.
discuss. So,
Well,
thank you.
Our association is experiencing high water costs, and it's about $70 per unit we're paying. And people are pointing to me saying, how come we pay so much for water? Why don't we just shut it off? And I said, that's not the solution we want to approach.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chair.
Any other questions for the testifier? Seeing none, thank you, Ms. Lawler.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.